we'll do this again. Yeah, excuse us for the slightly muted intro, but yeah. Anyways, welcome here everyone to Okayama on a pretty overcast day for round 8 of HoloType Japan, round 3 of the Tsuyo series. At least for the Japan Tsuyo series. It's the Okayama, Tsuyo series, Okayama 200 minutes coming right up for you. And if the Zako race is anything to go by, we're going to be in for some interesting racing here as well in the Tsuyo. So let's take a look into the track map as we are going to see how the track looks like. And of course, this is a track that is pretty tight and twisty. If you're especially looking into the first sector, there's 1, 2, and then Atwood and all that stuff, and then got a long back straight into the hairpin, and then the tight and twisty technical sections that would be Volver, Piper, Redmond, Hobbs, and Mike Knight. Medium speed corners that is going to be sure to test the aerodynamics and mechanical grip of a certain vehicle, so that will be something that we need to pay attention to. And also the track having 2 decently length front straights will be a good place for overtakes. Also, just want to talk about the length, it's 3.7 kilometers, 250 kilometers of race distance. We might be seeing a 121, though you're not going to be actually counting for it, because also that happening is going to be pretty slim to begin with, but we'll have to wait and see. So back into the situation here. So after Suzuka, well, it was supposed to be Suzuka, but since some of the field had raced in Suzuka, in particular Aquazuri, Jace Kansai, and Ryu, who were racing in the World Zako, I guess that also applies, but most of the field has actually raced in Fuji for the World Series round. In particular, Ayo Nakamura has shown herself to be a contender for the title now after her second place finish in Fuji. That's why she's now tied for third place in Fujizano Rio for Nakiri Ayami. Sami Ake is still in control in the championship lead though with 290 points, only scoring a 6th place, but with that win at Yeongnam for Fubuki's first in 3 years, that is going to be something to be proud of. And we got Vlasa Domashnev, 5th, with 3rd place in Okayama. And then running out of top 10, Jake Goodwin, Hofumi, Mario Duciem, Lorenzo Ricci, and Tyler Williams. Tyler Williams, the Split B champion, didn't really have the best of starts in the first 2 rounds of the Japan Tsuyo. Only a 6th place finish at Yeongnam and a non-points finish at Fuji. So that is something to pay attention to. Also, Lexi Bowen, who topped the JP Split B. JP Split A, and she is currently only had a good best finish of 9th. Let's see if things have changed. Callum Gibbons too, who didn't score at Yeongnam, but scored a 7th place at Fuji. Might be something that we need to pay attention to. That's as the Split B and as the Split C as the World Split C champion. So yeah, that should be the battles to take a look into. So with that out of the way, we are going to immediately move over into qualifying. My name is Mamashada Reza in the commentary booth. And we got hungry drivers ready to get the job done. 7 minutes of qualifying have now properly started. And we already have our first car out on the track. That's Lexi Bowen. And also out is Jace Kinsai. Jace Kinsai, one of 3 World Zako drivers who are currently participating in this weekend. Also Daniel Barger, who won in both HoloType Japan and World by virtue of winning Le Mans. So Barger is currently in a pretty interesting position though. He's currently charging forward with some moments. He's in the Holo GT3 Tsuyo, he's in the Formula Holo Tsuyo, and he's in the JP Tsuyo as well as the World Tsuyo. So he has the points to boot, representing one of Holo's most. Just wanted to take a look at the other drivers, which are Rio and Sky and Okayama, also are trying to make their ways in. Cashew Samiaki, the championship leader in the JP Tsuyo, will go on board him just to see how it looks like. So anyways, he is going to be on Cashew instead. So into Mike Knight into the final corner. Around in second gear, get that traction into the front stretch. 600 meters is only the length of the main straight. I believe that's 500 meters. Anyways, into turn 1, hangs it around in first gear for the extra rotation and turn in. And then into turn 2 in Williams. Into the Moss S, doing very well there, pushing into that worker rate 7.5 meter board, then get that late exit from Atwood to get a long run into the back straight. 600 meters, I believe, is the length. So there's tons of time to recollect. 800 meter board into the hairpin, slowest corner on the track. Down in first gear and almost losing the rear there as you put in the power into revolver and into Piper. Hanging around in second gear, downshift to first for extra rotation. The short burst into Redmond. Use the billboard as reference for your braking. That's the earliest you can go. And then don't go around the outside too much at the exit of Redmond because you need to prepare for hops to get that get this car in a straight line. Full send into Mike Knight, third gear corner, and then instant braking into the final corner, first gear for that extra turn in. And there should be a lap here in Okayama, as we're seeing the first representative lap times already being set. Cashew is the one who sets the provisional pole, 1:23.245 for the Tsunamaki Watami driver. So the first driver has already set that last Lexi Bowen, only setting it 1:24.6, or 1:25.6. That's. She was eating in one area, and the front was also on Missouri. So we'll see how she goes as the qualifying continues to proceed. She's on a much more decent lap time. Almost not very much because she's 8 tenths behind already. So 1:24.453, 1.3 seconds behind. Shaki Reza also having an almost equal lap time, slightly faster though, as Hoshisan Rio goes up to 1:22.923. Domashnev not far behind, 1:22.950. Mohamed Cashew, 1:22.401. He won in the Formula Hall Life races a few weeks ago, and now returning to Okayama, he is absolutely delivering the goods. Meanwhile, we have other drivers who are trying to match their performances in Formula Hall in Japan. Agua Azuri is one of them. She is trying her best to get her good lap time. Alsa Intara goes up to second. Lorenzo Ricci up to 6. Really up into 10th place. Azuri, meanwhile, 1 behind. This is going to be very good. She is, at the very least, going to have a chance to go up into the top 5. She needs to decide to continue finishing this lap if she were to commit to getting that high grip position. And right now she has a great run off of the final corner. And what time will she be? It's good enough for 7th. loses 0.6 of a second at the final sector and make that one position loss as Barker now goes up to second. Jake Goodwin up in the third. Ed Sky goes up into fifth in the final 30 seconds of qualifying. Mohamed Cashew has yet to score in the world, in the JPCO phase, as well as the World CEO. Same goes for Daniel Barger, and now both of them are in the front row. However, Mohamed Shakib Reza is down in 20th, and he hasn't scored a point. Will his woes continue? Really up into 10th. Azuri, will there be improvements in her lap time? And now she's 0.2 of a second behind in the second sector. And now into the pit she goes. She thinks that she's not gonna be improving her anytime soon, so she is just... seeing other drivers already completing their times here. Rio good enough for 8th, Sky 6th, Damashnev 3rd. And Tadaraw has improved on that second sector, has already displaced Barger, who have already gone onto the pits. Goyen also in pole position now, as we got onto a slight break. And Tadaraw might actually disrupt it. Provisional pole fight for Guyana right now. Will it be disrupted by the Onigiriya of Alson Tanarao? Yes, he does. 121.917. The first in the session. Lorenzo Ricci joins him on the front row. Alright, so we are now going to move into intermission just to set your stuff here. Anyways, congratulations to Alson Tanarao for his pole position. Will he be able to maintain it as he comes to the lead, and also at the same time the strategy as well? We will have to note about this as we are now gonna go into the starting lineups here for the race at Okayama, the Okayama 200 minutes CO series race. Right. We are just going to go at it right now. Alright, so Alson Tanarao, congratulations for his pole position here in Okayama. He will start on pole position, and alongside him on the front row is Lorenzo Ricci and Hosha Marine. Daniel Goyena will start third at for Sada Pecora, looking to see if he can get his first win for Sada Pecora, and Pecora's first since 2022. And we got Vlasto Damasha for Aki Rosenthal 4th. Mohamed Cashew, who has yet to score a point, will start in 5th with Daniel Barger 6th. Also, yet to score points for Suisei so far in the Tsuyo phase. At Sky 7th for Kazama Iroha with 8th place Lapis Darkness and Rustin Karashio. 9th will go to Hoshi Sonorio and Nakiri Ayame with 10th place Jake Goodwin for Okami Mio. Second Riona and Rio Liu will start 31st. For where they are right now in 11th with Aqua Zuri, 12th for Ozora Subaru, 13th place Maverick Duciem and Omar Polka with 14th place Tokino Sora and Hofumi. The Split B champion for both World and JP. Tyler Williams for Americanto start in 15th with Shakif Reza for Momosu in 16th. And then 17th place it's Sami Ake for Shiraka Republic, the championship leader. 18th place Jace Kansai for Takaneloi in 18th. 19th place will be Akai Hato and Airi Nakamura with 20th place Calvin Gibbons for Roboco. And on the back of the field, Lexi Bowen for Shiro Gane Noel. As we're going to make our way for the start of this race, cars are being lined up. We're trying to get a good camera angle on this one, and right now we are getting ready for it. Alright, so we are now going to have the cars line up on the field here in Okayama for the Series Okayama 200 minutes. It's Alson Tanarao on pole position again, and Lorenzo Ricci this time is alongside And we are off here in Okayama, and it's a decent start for everyone so far. Will there be contact? Oh, there might be a move down the inside from Damashev. Might be contact. Everyone survives turn 1 so far. And into turn 2, everyone also still survives. Outside Taro now leads Richie. Damashev and Goyena in 3rd and 4th. Barger goes up into 5th. Beats Cashew already. Sky up into 7th against Kurashio. Hoshizano is going to try to defend against Jay Goodwin. And some 3 wide action. The Aquazuri sensing an opportunity. Meanwhile, drivers going around the outside. That's Ryu beating Jay Goodwin. Azura is waiting in the wings to make the pass. Drivers go side by side. That's Ed Sky. Also trying to make a move. So far, so good for the drivers involved, as Azuri is now dancing with Goodwin. Goodwin almost pulling him off, and we see a bit of a blockage there. Etsky and Racing Karashi going side by side. That's going to bunch up the field at the back, as Mamakashi also pulls away from the battling duo of Karashi and Etsky, both of them representing Hollox members. Will there be incidents into Mike Knight? Potentially. Oh, got drivers going off. Oh, that's contact. That's Count Gibbons. And that's Jace Kinsai and Hoshizano Rio going off. Hoshizano Rio manages to continue. However, Jace Kinsai will be out for the count. We will see what happened. Right, so we'll see how this incident unfolds. So it's Jace Kinsai going down the inside of Count Gibbons. And since he was the one who went down the inside, I think it will be no penalties, as the penalties will be sorted out by itself. Hoshizano Ryozo went off as well, overcooking it into the gravel trap, as also Nakamura went off too. On board Calvin Gibbons. Yeah, I think that was fully Kinsai's fault. Shouldn't have gone down the inside of... Shouldn't have gone down the inside of that corner. Especially since he hit the curb very awkwardly. And also at the same time, Sami Ake and Moshaki Reza went side by side too. Had a similar incident. Had a liner off, all things considered. And that should be the incident for the day. Jason Kinsai will take over further part in this race. That is a... so that should be something to celebrate. Damashev currently in 3rd place, just hanging on to his spot right now. So we are going to check on board just to check. And Tanaro and Richie has a much fuller fuel tank, but Tanaro doesn't have a lot. So yeah, multiple pit stops to Anthony Tanaro. He's already out running for this race. Damashev might have some chance as well. However, for Danilo Goyena, he doesn't have a lot of chance. Barga has more fuel on his tank, so one-stop strategy will be good for him. Same goes for Cashew. Not so for Rasin Kurashu. He will be pitting multiple times in this race and will be out of contention. You can take a set of Corsa AI for that. Same by Ed Sky. He's good for until the first half of this race. Jay Goodwin, sorry, but he will be pitting in the early stage of this race. Same goes for Ryu, and if you look at this one, hopefully and Aquazuri will at least be good until near the halfway stage of this race. So that's a bit of optimism. Same goes for Tyler Williams and Maverick DCM and Moshak and Reza, Sami Ake too. Let's see, Bowen meanwhile will have to pit multiple times, which compounds to the tragedy, which compounds the situation that she's in right now. Cal Gibbons too. Ayu Nakamura has a bigger fuel tank, so she will be the last driver to pit for sure. Hoshizano Rio will be pitting not long, and will be subject to multiple pit stops after this. Again, you can blame Instead of course AI. Alright, we're about to finish 3 laps. Also Taro temporarily holding out this race lead, but given that he's going to need to hit multiple times, we are going to expect Richie, Vaza Tomashev, and Darren Barger on this battle for this race win, but we will have to be finished. Alright, so we are now focusing on 2 potential battles here. Guyana trying to get his way onto Vladislav Tomashev. What's next on the list? Kurashio in 7, Goodwin 9th, Azuri in 12th. Potential battles. I feel like Azuri should be good for top 5, especially if there are going to be drivers that will be hitting earlier than most. So maybe something to report for a while. Anyways, Karina is getting very close there to Domashnev. And just to remind you that we already have a casualty in this race so far in the form of Jace Kinsai, who is already out. Guyana is up now. Guyana looking for a move against Domashnev. This is now a battle spanning 5 cars for the battle for 5th place. Jay Goodwin is the waters in 9th. After this is Fumi and Azuri, and right now no moves done so far. Kurashio is going to be looking for a move. What is next? So the race has now calmed down, and right now it's going to be a case of the drivers of field 2 hitting in the next few laps. So they will be out of the equation from this race altogether, although they might come back as lap cars. Kurashio, meanwhile, is going to make a move against Mohamed Cashew. Mohamed Cashew is on the defense. You can see the radar on the bottom right of your screen. As Kurashio is also going to line up alongside for a move at the hairpin, already having a better exit from Atwood into the hairpin. Kurashio now goes down the inside of Mohamed Cashew, and he has the outside line. Cashew might have to see this as an advantage, but Kurashio has the outside line. But there's contact between the two. Cashew had to back off, and that's Kurashio up into 6. Meanwhile, Jake Goodwin, who's about to bid very soon, is about to make his move against Ed Sky, and that is a move well done for him. But Ed Sky goes back at him. They're now alongside, and now it is Goodwin ahead. Alton Taro is going to have his time in the spotlight, but he will be pitting soon, so that will be something to note. of Crashio now staying in 6th place. Goodwin now hungry for Cashew's position, and they have pace differences, so it will be. Crashio already down the inside of Daniel Barger. This is a potential fight for 5th place, and Rhino Crashio is trying for a move, but now Cashew is about to fight back after Crashio had to back off from the move. Cashew now going down the inside of the hairpin. Could this be a move seal, just like what Crashio did to him literally a lap ago? And right now they are sticking to their guns. Oh, nearly. There was nearly Crash's position to defend, but it was too far back. And this time it is Cashew up into 6. Pecking order remains as it is. Antero, meanwhile, is going to be pitting as we had predicted. And we might be seeing drivers also coming into the pits. We will see Jay Goodwin come in. So yeah, this is what we are expecting. Lorenzo Ricci will be hanging on, and Antero is just going to spend his time in the pits for now. Jake Goodwin also going into pits, and after Goyana! Goyana's smoke! Goyana has been hit with plumes of smoke, and he is now out of this race! Goyana's out of this race with a plume of smoke, and that is him out! Another retirement in this Okayama race, and Guyana's season as unfortunately not going to be seeing any more improvements. 2nd straight DNF for the Nosagi, and he will be credited with a 20th place finish, and that is a massive shame. It can't keep happening to this team, but it has happened. Bowen is about to get 19th place from Guyana's grasp as his car has not been out. And it's Callum Gibbons! Callum Gibbons is the next driver in smoke, and now he pulls over to the side of the track. High spec, but not reliable enough. And that is Callum Gibbons out of this race. Meanwhile, Aquazuri makes her move against Hofumi. This is for 7th place, but she's too far back. Mainly also in the pits right now. We can't tell if this is an issue with the car or if this is. This is a scheduled pit stop. This takes a lot of precedence here. Fujinaria also comes in for his pit stop. Wheeler goes out. Samiaki also joins in the pit stop brigade. Tons of drama already in the first laps of this race. Already coming into lap 10, and we already have a few engine failures already. Daniel Barger also coming in. I just wanted to check onto Barger. Yep, it is what looks to be a scheduled pit stop right now. So we'll see if he's going to stay there, given that his battle is with Cashew. Masakurashi will be next to be in the pits. I think Daniel Barger is retired with another engine failure. I do want to check though. Yeah, Barger has. It's an engine failure for Daniel Barger too, so that explains why he's not continuing forward with this race. Oh my goodness. 5 retirements in the first 10 laps. Yeah. And Daniel Barker's also joined him on the party. He has had an engine failure, 3 engine failures in the span of 1 lap. That's gotta be very cruel, but that would mean that Lucky Bowen is now in the points at the very least. And for the Split C champion, the World Split C champion, that's not gonna do him any favors, so very, very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Sami Ake, who is currently, he's also retired as well, the championship leader, who is out as well. And Sky, meanwhile, is in 4th, ready to take the championship lead. Alright, 11 laps complete. Lorenzo Ricci is now in control of this race, looking for Marines' first win in the HoloType. The Moshaf ready to spoil the party. Cash is staying out. Ed Sky currently in 4th. Azuri now in the top 6 after witnessing engine failures and crashes in front of her, so she's currently... Right. Sky just had the fastest lap of the race that we have just been told. So right now Sky is currently charging forward against Mama Cashew, and if you look into his fuel loads, his fuel is at 42.5 liters, so he should have around maybe 30-40 liters tops. And so he's doing a very good job so far. His fastest lap right now, 122.395, faster than anyone so far. But it's already been bested by Jake Goodwin, 122.090. Oh my. That Sky currently still chipping away from Sky's Cashew's gap to him. So it is something that we all need to pay attention right now. So 13 laps already complete. Maverick is CM in 8th, Azuri in 6th. Right now, Azuri, as we mentioned already, she has a good chance to get into the top 5. Now, Leslie Bowen is already out of the picture for this race win. She's still in the hunt for points, at the very least, given that anything can still happen. So it is now going to be a pretty interesting check here to see how it happens. Oh yeah, just a reminder to everyone, where is Kinsai? He's not even in the timing tower because he crashed out in before lap 1 because he managed to complete lap 1, so that will not count in the timing tower, unfortunately. Alright, Lexi Bowen, 16th place. Already running out of fuel again. This is what we meant with the Zako AI working. Decided to have low fuel load and then suddenly hitting for low amounts of fuel again and again and again until they go to the halfway stage and then they fill it to full tank. So that is an unfortunate thing that we have to deal with the course of AI. It's not that hard for us to handle that. There are apps for that, but it's still very buggy, so we're not going to be using that as well. Anyways, Tal Williams and Maverick DCM have now joined in on the conga line with Azuri and Fumi. It's currently being blocked by Lizzie Bowen, but Lizzie Bowen is going to be making her pit stop again. Oh, she's continuing. I really thought that field she decided to. Of this race. Still a few things to note here. Just gonna keep monitoring right now and the situation. And it is Alright, 15 laps complete. And right now this is battle for 6. Hopefully me has been holding up the pack. No longer being blocked by Lexi, so Fumi doesn't have the pace and he is running under pressure from Missouri and Go. Given that Okayama is a very tight technical track, the width of the track is also not helping in terms of racing situation. Coach Bowen is still continuing on as usual. Fumi is still trying to defend. Azuri now hunting for that top 5 finish. And I will need to remind you that if she does manage to finish where she is right now, she will immediately go up into, at the very least, maybe 7th, 8th, or 9th in the standings. Because she's hungry for more. She has had a pedigree of winning here in Okayama. And has called herself the Empress of Okayama as a result, which is interesting. Oh, and that's Antaro and Goodwin also making a pit stop as we have talked about before. Alison Tara will continue on. Jacob will also continue on. They will have to make another pit stop again, unfortunately. Right, let me see. There's not much to talk about other than Azuri, Williams, and DCM piling on pressure on Fumi right now. This is for battle for 5th. Still on the track, however, Fumi has been matching her pace. Fumi still doing a good job though, holding the other drivers back in the corners, but coming to the straights, he essentially finds a way to get very good exits. That is DCM making a move onto Williams though. Williams is giving him a slight squeeze and puts him offline. DCM had to catch the car as the car was sliding at the exit of Atwood. And so DCM has to lose out on the battle for now. Williams manages to stay in 7th. Rio another pit stop as we have predicted before. Alright, just wanted to preview the next ARO races. All like competition races. There will be no races until the 26th of October, where there will be round 8 of HoloType International, where the field will head to Japan, and you might have a surprise for you coming into Missouri now absolutely trying to send it now. Horses on Rio is now behind. Hopefully, Fumi is still staying where he is right now. I really also have a pit stop right now. Missouri is going to make her move onto Fumi. Zuri has been going off the outside line, and this would mean that he will stay position to push on once again. Oh, and as Azuri now getting very close though to Ho Fumi, but again Fumi is so far ahead that no moves have been done. 19 laps complete here in Okayama. Missouri trying to chase Fumi because it's not in control. Well, we will see the first pit stops coming up soon. As DCM now goes on the inside of Williams. Oh, hits the curb and almost hits Williams. DCM has to back off. Crosscheck pits up yet again. Right. So we're going to take a slight break to rest the throat and rest the mind. So we'll be back in around lap 21-22. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Competitions yet. Anyways, welcome back to the stream as we are now still seeing both teams go ahead of Aquazuri by 0.8 of a second. Tomashev, however, has been getting close to Lorenzo Ricci, who has been in the lead since Alton Taro gave the lead after underfilling the car. It's a set of AI. Unfortunately. Anyways, 21 laps have already concluded. Tomashev is piling on the pressure. And we hope to hear a response from some of our viewers, because I know there are people who are tuning into the stream. I would love to hear your opinions. Look into your opinions in the chat. Please drop your opinions in the chat as much as possible, so that I can read what you're thinking and what this race is about. Also, like everyone to be in topic into the conversation. So, back on to the talk here in the race. Is now only barely matching Tomashev's lap time, and you can see here that Tomashev is already out in the back of Ricci. And guess who is in front? Jay Goodwin running in 12th place. And remember those who had pitted early because they underfilled themselves? Look at the drivers between Antaro and Lexi Bowen. These are the 6 unfortunate drivers who had to deal with see Aqua Azuri and Maverick Duciem in the pits. And it's just a regularly scheduled stop. We will see them get back out on the track soon, as the cars' tires and fuel are being topped up. Yep, Aqua Azuri is gonna be back out on track, and we'll see how much her fuel is. And it looks to me that she will have 43 liters of fuel, so she will have to pit a second time, unfortunately. Same goes for Duciem, but they are still ahead of Antaro, which is essentially the first driver, the driver leading the field 24 times. We'll be pitting again soon, so that's that. Once we get to lap 34, that will officially be the halfway stage of this race. Which does mean one thing, we are now currently in the mid state. We have yet to reach the stage of this race by about 11 laps. Cashew currently running in third, absolutely chasing and Ricci. You can see the fuel load that they have. Ricci will be hanging on for much longer with 31 liters of fuel to go. Tomashev will pit first in an undercut strategy. Cashew will be in the middle. Ricci will be overcutting the field, hoping to stay ahead. And if you look at the previous round, I am going to be providing you with a bit of Right, back onto the racing scene. Jacob will be making his pit stop again. So Jacob now currently serving time in the pits as we speak. Just gonna. Alright, Goodwin's now down in 15th place. Looking to make his final pit stop. I believe so. Anyways, 25. You are on lap 25 right now. Duciem now on his charge to, ahead of Azuri. We'll be coming one more time later in the race. So they are going to see if they are able to set 122s. If they are able to set 122s, then this strategy might actually pay off. Of course. Yep, 124.567, DCM 123.910. Again. That happens. So Domashnev, as we mentioned, will be the first of it, as he has now run out of fuel. So Domashnev is having his car service, and Toronto gets himself back out in 14th place, and I think he will be pitting again. So, So Domashnev drops down to 7th place, and it looks to me that his fuel load is gonna be a big question mark, honestly, on whether or not he will be hanging on for the rest of this race. I think he will have to pit a second time. I think we saw what happened with Hanami Kiriko, who did a long undercut strategy to go for one stop, and that paid off dividends for her, which might spur a few more of those positions later on. Anyways, Domashnev now sticking to his guns right now in the Akirosa number 19. So I think Lorenzo Ricci is going to have a very solid opportunity to win in HoloType and to become one of those few drivers who have won in all three ARO series so far: HoloLive GT3, Formula HoloLive, and HoloType. He won recently in Holo GT3 at this very track in Okayama in the 24-25 qualifiers phase. And for HoloLive, he's won countless amounts of races. I think he won like 4 races, I believe that's the minimum count. And then there will be Cal Gibbons, who had won for Roboco actually multiple times. One in the Formula HoloLive and one in HoloType at Fuji in 2023 and 2025 respectively. And in Holo GT3 in 2023, I believe he's also won a race. Yeah, no, I don't think that's the case. Let's get back at the stats hub just in case. So back into the GT3 stats hub, especially in the 2023 Split A. He won at Tsukuba and Sepang. So Alright, Ryu has pitted once again. We'll be back out in 14th. Ojizano Rio is 44 seconds behind Ryu, Luxembourg 50 seconds behind. So Mama Cashew has also made his pit stop, and he's now exiting 6th place just ahead of Domashnev. So this is a potential battle for the race lead right now, but we will see the next lap times that will be dropping in soon. And that is Domashnev trying to go down the inside against Cashew at the hairpin. Oh! Going deep, nearly making contact with Cashew, and that's Cashew still staying ahead for now, going around the outside of the hairpin. Good positioning though, as he was back. finally makes his move into the pits. His nearest rival is Azuri. She is hoping to, at the very least, stay in front. Actually, get in front of Fumi. Fumi's finally gone out though, so this is what I mean about the overcut strategy. The strategy to be here. It's what want Kiriko to race, and that is what they're doing right now. Essentially, what this means is that you pit later than your opponents, hoping that your opponents will not have a slow. Hoping that your opponents have a slower lap time than you, for those who are undercutting you, and then you keep on with your pace that is actually faster than those who are already pitted. And then when you finally make a pit stop, you actually build a gap to them, and you essentially go ahead. And right now, that's what Fumi's did, and he does gap to Azuri's now at 5.6 seconds. That is what the overcut strategy does. Into the hairpin corner. Azuri at the very least should be happy with this result, assuming she just stay where she is right now. Crosshield is now 12th. Goodwin still keeping his wits about it in 12th place. Alright, 29 laps complete. We're about to reach the halfway stage. Just a bit of a recap. 5 drivers have retired from this race, 1 through crashes, and the other 4 through mechanical failures. Then Okayama Gibbons having their engines explode in spectacular fashion. Same goes with Sami Ake and Daniel Barger. Driver that we have lost so far, as we're now seeing trying to get his way onto Shaka Reza. And speaking of Shaka Reza is doing a good job right now, going up into 4th place. Yes, he hasn't made a pit stop yet, as we now see Kyle Williams going into the pits. He has 19 meters of field to go. And that actually is only slightly less than Ricci, who is leading this race. So we will see how close William is to Demashnev and hopefully Missouri right now. Right, Williams now in 7th. Willie currently just continuing to stay ahead. UCM now up into 9th. Williams down to 10th. Right, so Richie's still in complete control of this race. Now the gap's at 15 seconds. If you look at the drivers who have yet to make a pit stop, these are drivers who have yet to make a pit stop. Nakamura's also not yet to make a pit stop. Richie Sky and Shaka Reza also yet to make a pit stop. So all the drivers who have filled in it with enough fuel to make it a one-stop strategy are inside top 10 and on the lead lap, and turn onward for those who have underfueled the car early and have the AI bork itself and have pit stops. They are now down on back, and they are all lapped. Laps concluded here in 31 laps concluded here in Okayama, and it's still Richi's race under his control. are seeing more moves in the pits, it seems. Well, we can't really answer that. So right now, that guy has now come into the pits. We will see where he is relative to the Moshnam and Cashew, and I think he will stay ahead given what happened to Fumi and Aqua Azuri. So it's really something that we absolutely need to pay attention to. I think Cashew will need to spend less time on that one. Yeah, Guyana's car having serious problems since that engine failure. Just explains everything. Chakarisa now goes up into second place. Goodwin also goes to make a pit stop again, but this is a very long pit stop though for Ed Sky. The Mashev is already cleared. Same goes for Mama Cashew. So this might not be the strategy that Ed Sky's been going. So he's now lost out. He's now back up into 6. Just ahead of, just behind Nakamura. Now, saw it on Rio as well, almost ahead of Sky. So all that's left is Lorenzo Ricci, and if you look at Cashew and the Monsters, it's gap now at around 44 seconds between Ricci and Cashew. So undercut might actually work, given that Ricci has now lost a lot of time. You see him on the hunt against. Some of his rivals. We'll talk about that soon. Or sooner. Anyways, DCM currently in 9th place, chasing Azuri in 8th. Chasing Lexi Bowen for Lexi Bowen just to get herself cleared of lap traffic, and that is a decent run though from Azuri, trying to get Bowen's gap, but nothing coming out of it so far. Yeah, Shakabeza's actually chasing somewhat Lorenzo Ricci. Right. Lorenzo Ricci about to complete his lap. 123.7 was his previous lap. Mohamed Cashew is about to finish his lap soon. Makes his pit stop again. Chakareza makes his move into the pit. His battle is with, I believe, Tyler Williams, or rather with Hofumi and Aquazuri. We'll see how it goes. Will it be a quick pit stop or a slow pit stop? This is not a window for them to fill in their tanks or to run their way to the finish. We've officially reached the halfway stage already. Lorenzo Ricci already crossing the line to finish 3-4 laps. Chakareza now drops down to 9th, having a chance to beat Tyler Williams for 10th, and that is something that he will do. Arizona Rios making a pit stop. Lexi will now look to still stay in 16th place and no person to land. Oh, Lorenzo Ricci finally comes into the pits. His time in the race lead has now come to an end. It's now Mohamed Cashew and Mazda time to steal it. But will they be close enough? Right during the World CEO field, Samiaki has won so far. If we go back into those who have qualified for the JP Tsuyo, Gibbons out of the race. Altero out of the question. Lex Bone out of the question. Daniel Barger out of the race. Relio out of the question. Ed Sky and Taiwan's maybe. Boston Mashev, seriously. So we will see here as Lorenzo Ricci manages to exit. He will get up in the race lead with the freshest tires possible and a route to the finish as he's now fully tanked. will be good. Coming in for his pit stop, it looks like. Oh, wait. Yeah, he has been in the pits for quite some time now. I think there's a problem with Rio's car. Yep, Rio's car has problems, and we will see what happened to Rio. Yep, that is a complete retirement though. Went on to the pits to just retire the car. And Lorenzo Ricci still ahead of the field by over 3 seconds. And we will check the field here, the pit stop. Everyone has made at least one stop except Nakamura. Right now, Nakamura is pretty low on fuel. She has 16 liters of fuel to go. She will run the longest out of anyone so far. Gap to Cashew has now dropped down to 2.5 seconds. Vladislav Demashnev at 3 seconds behind Cashew. Ofumi is at 6th place, chasing at Sky for 5th place. Lucien on to Azuri, doing a good job though, and she climbs up to 7th. But top 5 is very much possible. And now she's stuck behind Lexi Bowen. Nakamura's done a good job though, but she is yet to pit, so at the very least she will be down into 10th place, so she will be gaining 9th position from the start. Second half of this race, the dynamic has now shifted to Lorenzo Ricci. Oh, and that is someone going off the track. That's Mohamed Cashew. That's not going to do him any favors to get into the race lead. Ricci has been very much in control and in command, and in Formula Hall Life, his calm, composed demeanor has done himself very well, though, to get himself in the position that he's in right now. Nakamura finally comes in for her pit stop, the last driver to do so. As it stands, Ricci, Cashew, and Demashnev make up your top 3, but anything can still happen. But in preparation, we're just going to have to do it anyway, So as it stands right now, Vladislav Demashnev will be taking this championship lead away. But watch out though for Ed Sky, who has been very solid though. Yeah, Ed Sky will be taking the championship lead as it stands. And Aquazuri, down in 6th place, will at least keep herself in the hunt. But she is pretty far back, though, with 2 races to go, so we'll see if she's able to mount an upset. Hopefully, meanwhile, is also getting very good in the battle for the Tsuyo. We got Maverick Ducian in 7th place, doing a good job there for Maripolka. Shakareza in 8th place for Tyler Williams. Ahead of Tyler Williams. Shakareza finally being able to score points. That will be something very great to see. Barger will still remain out of the points, unfortunately. And we're running out of top 10. Still keeping it real in the title fight. That leaves Elton Tanara, who was on pole position. At the very least, he does manage to salvage 11th place. And then in 12th place, it is Rustin Carrasco for Lapless. Good win in 13th for Camille. 14th place is for Jake. Wait, no. Jake Goodwin 13th. Wait. Carrasco is in 12th. Jake Goodwin 13th. Ryu in 14th, and Lexi Bowen running up your field here. So that will be all 15 drivers in the points. So as it stands, Sky will be taking the championship lead with 2 consecutive 4th place finishes, one at Fuji and the other in Okayama. So he is going to absolutely go at it for this battle for the JP Tsuyo. Tsuyo is a bit different. He is still 4th over there. Of course, we haven't raced for at the Manalika round yet. But anyways, I do want to point out that this is the last of the standalone JP rounds in this season's HoloType Japan. Fumi in 5th, still challenging at Sky for 4th. Richie continuing to pull away from Mohamed Cashew. Just shows you the quality that he's at right now. Laps, or rather 40 laps already concluded. So Lexi Bowen is already a lap down out of anyone so far, but her consistency in the field will at the very least reward her with a point finish at the very, very least. Right, so we're gonna go take our time off for a second break. So again, please stay tuned as we're going to see more potential battles here, especially between Fumi, Azuri, and Duciem, or Fumi, Netsuka, and Azuri, and Duciem. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in the next one lap or two. Alright, back onto this race, and we have seen some interesting developments. We'll talk to... Oh! I saw drivers blocking up. I think that might explain what happened to Sammy Ake and Daniel Barger. So, right, what happened to Sammy Ake? So, Sammy Ake, his problem is right here. Yep, engine failure for Sammy Ake. For Daniel Barger, on the other hand, he also has an engine failure. Yep, complete engine failure. Anyways, back onto this race. So it's engine failures for Sammy Ake and Daniel Barger. So that is what exactly happened to them. Same goes for Callum Gibbons and Danilo Goyena. So yeah, we are still in this race though. Right. So we have seen new song releases from one Gigi Marine. We will talk about that in more detail in the next stream. And the next stream just so happens to be in next week. Yeah. Just next week. Oh wow. Yeah, next week on the 26th of October, we will have another HoloType stream. It's for HoloType International, where we'll be heading to Japan for HoloType International. That's where we will be talking more about Shimori's latest song. We will be listening to her song after the stream and to give my thoughts on the matter and how it relates to Asano, Yuta Asano, the driver for Gigi Marine. Talks that it has been a touching song too. We'll get into that later. Speaking of which, Lorenzo Ricci now ahead of Bob Cashew by 5 seconds. Dimashev ahead, Ricci ahead of Cashew by 5 seconds. Cashew ahead of Dimashev by 5 seconds. So this battle for Ricci is going to be taking a calm moment. This one, on the serious risk of being lapped by Lorenzo Ricci again. Fumi though gets very close though to Ed Sky. This might be a potential battle to look into. Azuri now pulls away from DCF to secure potentially a 6th, maybe a 5th if things land her way. So again, just want to remind you, Ricci, Cashew, Domashev, your top 3. Sky and Fumi to round out top 5. Azuri, DCM, Shakev Reza, Williams, and Nakamura make up your top 10. And remaining drivers side of the points, Antanara, Kurashio, Goodwin, Ryu, and Lexi Bowen. Right, so we're gonna have to prepare the standings sheet in advance because we are not gonna be keen on wasting a lot of time. And we are seeing some interesting tiebreakers here for 3rd and 4th as it stands right now. But we will have to pay attention to the situation. So, but unfortunately, we'll see Daniel Barger be out of the points for the 3rd race in a row in HoloType. Very, very unfortunate. Right now we are seeing this battle here between Azuri and Luciano that have already calmed down by this point. It's already at 2.4 seconds between the two. But we are seeing Cashew slightly getting himself back onto Ricci. Fumi losing touch to Ed Sky right now, but Fumi is going to have a decent points day as he's looking to get back into the top 5 for this title fight. Samyake will lose his championship lead after his DNF. So your top 5 in the standings as it stands right now: Ed Sky, Flossus Damasha, Lorenzo Ricci, Samyake, and Hofumi. And then after that is Irene Nakamura, Maverick Duciem. Momokashi will break into the top 10. Kyle Williams also not far behind. He will be in, dropping down outside the top 10 actually. We will update that later. Jay Goodwin will also join Williams, dropping down. And going into the top 10 is Aqua Azuri as it stands, who will be scoring great amounts of points. That's something to be celebrated. Hoshizuna Rio will drop down into 9th as well. Right, so recent developments here. Fumi's now got up to Ed Sky. The gap's now dropped down to less than a second, so we may need to focus on this one as well. Might be potential battles in the thingy. Right. And also Cashew getting very close to Lorenzo Ricci. This might be Cashew's chance though to go further up in the championship standings, given that he is currently he's currently quite down right now, but he might just be able to get into, at the very least, 8th place with his current position. So 6th to 10th, Nakamura, Duciem, Cashew, Rio, and Azuri. Meanwhile, 11th to 15th will be Goodwin, Williams, Gibbons. And then Shakif Reza, who will be in 14th place, ahead of Lexi Bowen. It's a Crushio in 16th, Altson Tarao in 17th. Goyena, Kinsai, and Rilio make up your remaining 16th to 20th place drivers, who are still set to score points at this rate. Man, I'm enjoying the internet situation here. No drop frames. That is a massive, massive advantage. Sky still overcast. Cashew losing Cashew gaining time to Lorenzo Ricci, who's now stuck behind Lexi Bowen. And this will decide a tiebreaker between Sami Ake and whether or not Sami Ake will be able to stay in 3rd place or not. Questions to be had, and right, Damashnev also gaining some time onto Ricci. Ricci, despite pitting the latest out of anyone so far, is losing a lot of time, and this is what Cashew and Damashnev are currently gunning for. They are looking for that sudden move into the top positions, but we'll see how it works so far. Oh, and Azuri is in the pits. Yeah, we noticed that her fuel load has gone a bit low. And, yeah, she is going to lose a few more positions. As we did see her amongst those who have pitted in the mid-stage of this race. She was the one who pitted one of the earliest. But as she now finally gets out, she will get out in 9th place. Oh my goodness. This is a interesting development so far. So, Azuri now in 9th place is barely ahead of, just ahead of Nakamura. So Azuri went from 6th to 9th in one fell swoop. So for GCM Reza and Shaka Reza and Williams, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So already we are seeing some changes in the championship complexion. So Aquazuri is now going to... Oh, and that's also Duciam, though. Duciam also completed with... he will be joining Azuri. So this will put Shaka Reza in 6th place. 7th place goes to Tyler Williams. Azuri is in the final 2 corners. Will she be able to get ahead of Duciam in time? Here's Azuri right now. Duciam just gets out. Azuri is on the main straight. Duciam has just exited. But I think it's going to be Azuri's position here as she sweeps around the outside. And Azuri manages to beat Duciam. Just about. Duciam has to admit defeat in this one. He now drops down to 9th. Azuri still in 8th. Williams 7th. Shaka Reza is in 6th with 17 laps to go. So already we are seeing changes so far. Now right now we also are going to be paying attention to Cashew and Ricci for their battle for the win. So in the battle between 6th and 10th, it's Nakamura, Cashew, Hoshizono Rio this time for 7th and 8th in the standings. 9th place will be Maverick Ducey. 9th place will be Tyler Williams. He will be going up into 9th. And 10th place will be Maverick Ducey. Oh my. Aquazuri, meanwhile, will drop down outside the top 10. She will be behind Jake Goodwin. And what a development it has been so far. Anyways, Cashew still chasing Lorenzo Ricci. His gap now absolutely under pressure. So it depends on this battle so far. So Aquazuri will now be at 114 points. 2 8th place finishes so far. They'll win at the same track all the time. That's one thing. Circumstances always change. Goodwin, Relu, and Lexi Bowen in your top 15. And we have already updated the standings in due kind. So we'll see how this championship battle will still develop from here. Will there be potential battles here? Lasso Dubashev is about to join in the party. It's supposed to be a 5-second gap between Ricci, Cashew, and Dubashev, but now Lexi Bowen is going to directly influence this battle for the lead. Remember, no real blue flag rules in the center Corsa, as Cashew might take a move down the inside, and he peeks it down. No, he's too far. He's too far back right now. Alright, Cashew currently in second place, still chasing Lorenzo Ricci. Progression so far. So we are still seeing Lorenzo Ricci hanging on to this lead right now, and feeling and Cashew still trying to find something as Ricci. Ricci manages to now equal Lexi B's pace right now, which probably isn't gonna. And also Cashew and Moshev has tires pretty worn out right now, so that's not gonna help them. 54 laps complete, 14 laps to go. 4 laps of racing to go before we can properly conclude the stream. And the best part is that we aren't seeing any worthy penalty situations that have happened so far, especially what happened yesterday. And right now, that's a bad exit there from Cashew. Loses a lot of ground to Ricci right now. Ricci is absolutely playing it safe. Coming into the pits, he has run out of fuel. Could this fate also be found on the Cashew? Yes, it does. He doesn't have enough fuel for the end of this race. Lorenzo Ricci does. So Lorenzo Ricci's gap to the lead will be safe regardless. Ed Sky will be taking second place. He has just enough fuel to keep it going. Same goes, but not for me. He will also be pitting. Shakir Reza was also going to be good for third as it stands. Massive swing in the fight so far. We will update this to you in a few bits in the next 10 laps or so. The championship situation. Williams still charging right now, but right now we have Cashew trying to at least cause some trouble to Ricci before he has to inevitably make a pit stop. The Mashnev exits in 5th for now. We'll give 3rd and 4th to Ed Sky and Hofumi. So after this, there will be no doubts on who will be taking this lead away. It will be Ed Sky with 352 points in the JPC title fight. Alright, 6/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second gap between Ricci and Cashew. Sky and Fumi still staying in 3rd and 4th, but I think Fumi will be making his pit stop soon. So the Masha has his pit stop settled and he will stick around at least top 5. Ricci will be good for the remainder of this race. Cashew will be pitting soon. Sky will not be pitting soon and will take 2nd place. Fumi will be pitting. The Masha has already pitted. Shakir Reza is not ready to pit anytime suit, so he will not get that podium finish that he hoped. Same goes for Williams. Zuri, Luciano, and Nakamura will be good for the rest of this race, so we are only expecting Momokashi to make one more be the last of the pit stop makers in this race. So Cashew still close to a move to Ricci, but I feel like he should make a pit stop now. His battle isn't going to go anywhere, and he needs to defend his position against Damashnev at the very least relative to him. So he might just be able to stay in 4th place as it stands for a quick fuel splash. Coming this lap, I believe. This guy hopefully will. Ricci is still ahead of Cashew. Going right outside he goes, and he's too far back. No moves to be done so far. Absolutely running out. Only 3.2 liters in the fuel tank. He needs to make a pit stop if he wants to continue running this race. Otherwise, he'll run up by lap 60 to 61. Cashew, we'll see if he makes a pit stop, and yes, he will concede. And right now, the odds are in Cashew's favor right now. This is where the Damashnev is. The odds of Damashnev going ahead of Cashew is going to be very slim at best. So as we have predicted, Etsky and Hofumi will take up 2nd and 3rd. Etsky will run away with the championship lead with being the only driver with 300 points and the driver with the best average finish so far. Lorenzo Ricci will at the very least bring home a win, Well, right now, Sky is unstoppable in this title fight right now. He may not be winning races, but at the very least, you should be able to take the lead away if you just remain consistent enough. And this is what some racing series still fail to understand. As the Mashnev actually gets close though to Cashew, but can Cashew defend? And that's contact! Oh my goodness! The Mashnev makes contact with Cashew. As Cashew just gets out, didn't think that he would make the move. I didn't think that Cashew would have stayed up on top, and now he has rear end damage. Could be grounds for a penalty. And right now, they are still running good right now. If Cashew can stay in 4th, then it will be a decent result for him nonetheless. Brings himself up into 4th. Brings him into 11th place. Holy. Right. So time for a championship update. So it's Atsky, and this time it will be a two-way tie between Lorenzo Ricci and Sami Aiki, but this time it will be a tie for 2nd place as it stands between Lorenzo Ricci and Sami Aiki. Hofumi will go up into 4th. Vlasa Damashi with his pit stop will drop him down to 5th place. And then 6th place, Ari Nakamura, Hoshizuna Rio will now go up into 6th with Cashew making a pit stop. And then Tyle Williams and Maverick Ducien making up 8th and 9th. And Jay Goodwin will take the top 10 spot away. It's a time to be alive for the air for especially Sky right now, who is currently on course to take the championship lead away. Cashew, Akwazuri, 11 and 12. Callum Gibbons will be in 13th. Alright, Shaki Reza is in 13th. Overtakes Callum Gibbons. Lexi Bowen in 15th place. Russell Crusher, Angelo Sarantaro, Danilo Goyana, and Jason Kinsai, and then back to 20th, and longer yet to score points so far in the 3 races that we have had so far. Alright, just for one last update, and hopefully this will be our one last update for the championship standings thing. 62 laps complete, and it's now Lorenzo Ricci's race to lose. He is still in the race lead. Laps complete. Make that 63 with Lorenzo Ricci about to get into 5 laps to go here in Okayama. If Azuri can be considered as the Empress of Okayama in Formula HoloType, then Lorenzo Ricci could be considered as the Emperor. Just my observation. Just look into the record so far. We have updated this for a long while. We are just going to monitor the situation here. We've got some good times for the OG players to join us in the competition. One's reaching the gap between Sub and Sky. Only 10 seconds away. Sky can get into the gap, and it will be a very, very solid win right now. Right now, we're just going to monitor right now. Sky is not closing in. Richie is still in a solid position to win his first HoloType race. Marine will be in serious position to win her first HoloType race in ARO competitions. Hunter was already over the moon somewhat to win her first race, having that smug feeling, honestly. I don't blame her when this is her first win of the season. Coming into the latter stages of this race, what have we learned? The overcut strategy is the one that works, especially since we saw Azuri and Kashi and Damashev a bit early, and that also cost them the race. 66 of 68, 65 laps complete, and we are going to proceed with the current situation here. So we are coming into the latter stages of this race. It's Sky looking to take the championship lead away with a 100-point lead over Westridge and Sanake. We will be drawing with each other Babacon 2-3 as we are gonna head into the JP field that is about to head to Mandalika for round 9 of the season. That Sky hopefully doing a very good job to keep himself in the title hunt. Only 197 points behind that Sky here. Also, the Monsters still in the hunt for the title battle here with his 4th place finish. Nakamura Hoshi's on a real title win to DCM, Jake Goodwin, cash on all those drivers. They will be into the dark horses. Calvin and Lexi Bowen, who had very promising World and JP qualifiers campaigns. They're going to be out in the fizzle with their finishing positions as it stands. Dan Walker representing Wushima failing to finish in 3 races already. He's already looking to be in a very precarious position in the championship fight. Car having problems, and Tyler Williams makes one more pit stop. Tyler Williams makes one more pit stop. Oh my goodness, that's another change in the complexion here, and that will make him lose even more positions. Nakamura is about to put Williams down to 10th, and that will compound things for Williams. So we are just going to give a bit of an update. Aquazuri is now up into 7th, DCM 8th, Nakamura 9th. And what does it mean for the title fight? I am doing my calculations as we speak. Sky Richie Ake, Fumi Damasnev, Nakamura Rio DCM, Nakamura Rio Yeah, Duciem and Goodwin will now jump Tyler Williams for 8th and 9th. Tyler Williams will be dropping down to 12th. Cashew back in the top 10. What a big swing of things in the complex of the championship already, as we see Williams now goes up into 11 as we now start the final lap of this race. Lorenzo Ricci only having 2 corners to deal with. His race at sail, and he's already shown himself to be an admirable crew member to Marines' fleet. Lorenzo Ricci with over 4 Formula HoloLive wins, multiple Holo GT3 wins, and now he's going to open his bank account for HoloType. He has his treasure found here in Okayama. Lorenzo Ricci crosses the line to win the Tsuyo Series Okayama 200-minute race. And that guy will cross the line to confirm his status as the championship leader. My goodness, that was a solid result. As we are now going to see the remaining finishers, Cashew and Damashev will be set to be the next drivers crossing the line. Tal Williams dropping down to 129 points, or rather at 122 points, sorry. Tal Williams behind Aqua Azuri. Williams will be the first driver a lap down as a result. Shaka Rizzo will finish 5th. So we are just going to give one bit more update, one last update in the championship context here and the graphics too. So Fumi 6th, Azuri 7th, Duciem 8th, Nakamura in 9th. So the last driver, Ayo Nakamura, will be crossing the line soon with Sky Cashew. Wait. Oh no, Fumi has also pitted. He's finished in 6th. So more changes in the fight here. Lexibon will now cross the line, and that will be your result. That will be the race here in Okayama, and we're having a bit of surprise though. Hopefully finishing in 6th. Anyways, we do need some time, as we will need to readjust the this championship standings. So as it stands right now, it's going to be Lorenzo Ricci taking the checkered flag over Ed Sky in 2nd place, Mohamed Cashew in 3rd. Wait, Mohamed Cashew in 3rd? Oh my goodness, that is another swing that we didn't expect. Damashnev 4th, Mohamed Shaki Reza in 5th, Hofumi in 6th place, Aquazuri in 7th place, Manfred Duciem 8th, Hakuchama and Ayo Nakamura in 9th. With Tyler Williams or Amane Kanta rounding out the top 10. And as predicted, now Alcer Antero 11th, Rustin Caraccio in 12th. And then Jake Goodwin 13th, Relio 14th, and Lexi Bowen rounds out the points finishers in 15th place. And to look into the drivers who are out of the points, we are further going to talk about all these 5 drivers who were out due to engine failures of A capacity. So that's a bit unfortunate to see it, to find out how their races ended. So anyways, 16th to 20th will be Hoshizuna Ryo, Daniel Barger, Sami Ake, Daniel Goyena, and Callum Gibbons in that specific order. And then the last driver, of course, is Jace Kansai for Takane Loe, who has had to retire from this race. Very, very unfortunate. So Vlasa Damashev has jumped Hofumi for 4th place in this championship battle. Nakamura 6th, Rio in 7th, Duciem in 8th, Cashew 9th, and Cashew will actually now jump Goodwin for 9th place. Goodwin in 10th, Azuri 11th, Twilight Williams 12th, Shakareza 13th, Gilms 14th. Alright, we have had our definitive championship standings. Please give us a moment while we properly save this. Alright, so we are just going to provide you all with the championship picture coming into the end of the Alright, so coming into the end of the Alright, so coming into the end of the weekend. Oops, sorry, we are not supposed to play the intro just yet. So, back at Okayama, we are going to take a look into the standings now that the Tsuyo race has concluded. Sky now takes the championship lead over Lorenzo Ricci and Sami Ake for the top 3. Damashnep and Hofumi make up 4th and 5th with 284 and Hofumi at 220. The tiebreaker is between Lorenzo Ricci and Sami Ake. Lorenzo Ricci and Sami Ake both scoring 1st and 6th and non-points in the 3 JP races that we've had so far. Nakamura and Hajime Rio making up 6th and 7th with 290 and 175 points. DCM 8th with 165. Cashews finally opens up his points tally with 150 points. And Jake Goodwin rounds out the top 10 with 138. Aquasari in 11th for Ozora with title wins 12 for Kanata. Shakareza 13th for Moses Zanene with Cal Gibbons 14th for Roboco. Lexi Boyd 15th for Shogai Noel. Shakareza has opened his point scoring with a 5th place finish. Congratulations to him. Crushio 16th and Terra 17th. Then Goyana sits in 18th. Jace Kansai dropping down even further in 19th place. And Ri Liu at least gets to score a point. He will still be in 20th place. Well, he isn't Daniel Barger and Hoshimachi Suisei. Unfortunately, they have DNF for the 3rd race in a row, and that's why they are still at the bottom of the table. And with that out of the way, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the stream. Like, we are going to be absolutely thankful to your attendance, and this point the result hasn't been saved. What is the cause of all this? So anyways, and it's not even the right one. It doesn't even save. It doesn't even save. All right. Anyways, thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. We'll see you next Sunday for the HoloType International round at Sepang, round 8 of the international season. Can't wait to see you all on the track. That being said, my name is Ramashan Reza in the commentary booth, and that's not the only races. That's not the only finale that you'll be seeing. Not exactly the finale for this one, but there's a finale coming out in the VTRP at 10 p.m. To 10 a.m. local Eastern, 11 p.m. Japan time. So I hope you're all going to be tuning into some Corporate Car East and West finale, final 2 races of the season before we'll move on to Worlds, and those who qualify will make it into the World Series. Anyways, that should be it for today's stream. Again, my name is Ramashan Reza. I'd like to thank you for your viewership of this stream. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in, either the Corporate Car East and West streams or in Sepang next weekend. Or specifically next Sunday. But again, take care everyone, and we'll see you then.